Welcome back to the third episode of Psychology of Selling, a freelancer's guide to marketing and sales. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about a topic that every freelancer faces sooner or later: overcoming objections during the sales process. As a freelancer, you're likely to encounter objections from potential clients, such as any concerns about your price, about the type of offer that you're doing, timing of the offer, value of your services, etc. But objections are not necessarily a sign of rejection. In fact, objections can be an opportunity to build trust, clarify expectation, and ultimately close more sales. Often, a lot of freelancers get bogged down by these questions, objections that freelancers face. And they're not able to close it, and that is why they're not able to close clients. But I'm here to talk about it because when somebody has an objection, it means that they might have the need for the product, but they're not fully convinced, versus a person saying absolutely no for the product or service that you were offering. So somebody that you talk to says that, okay, I don't need that service entirely, I don't feel the need for it. That client moves on, you don't get to work with them. But somebody who says that I am not really sure, will this help me, is the price correct, all of these objections can be handled very, very simply through a very structured process that I'm going to be talking about today. Let's get started, and let's talk about how you can handle objections effectively and turn them into opportunities. So the first thing is that you have to ensure that you listen very actively and empathize with your clients. When your client raises an objection, do not dismiss it or do not argue with it. When they say that they have this problem, hear them out. Say that I hear you, I understand your pain points. Instead, listen actively and try to understand the underlying reason for objection. Ask open-ended questions and show empathy. Each objection that you face, start trying to answer or start thinking about how you can solve that problem instead of immediately jumping in to answer. Think about it. Slowly try to make them see the value that will come out of it, and try to answer questions in a very proper, structured way where you handle each point, each objection one by one and clarify their doubts. When you're not very sure about the objections that are coming in, try the process of laddering. What laddering simply means is trying to understand the motivation behind them saying that thing or behind them objecting. Go into a mode where you ask them questions and let them ponder more deeply about that objection. How do you do it? If somebody asks, or if some client tells you something like, I cannot afford your services right now, you can reframe that objection as a question in something like, what are you specifically concerned about in terms of the cost? What are the things that you feel you will not be able to afford? This can help you dig deeper into a client's concern and clarify their needs and goals. If they tell you that at this moment, I don't know if I need social media marketing services, you can talk about something like how you helped these clients get over their barriers on social media. You help them grow their business, and this might be the right time to take a step when you are starting off, so that you can see that growth in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, or a very defined timeline. Address objections without being defensive or pushy. So when you respond to objections, avoid getting very defensive or trying to push it back or trying to hide something. Instead, offer a very calm and confident response that shows that you have that expertise, you're willing to negotiate, you're willing to talk to your client, and you're willing to come to a solution that is a win-win for both of you. I understand. You can say something like, I understand your concern. In my experience, the best way to address quality issues will be to set clear expectations up front, give a very strong written brief, and provide regular updates throughout the project. We can ensure that we put up weekly check-ins where you can check the content, where you can check the services, so that we both of us are on the same page regarding the quality and your expectation. The most important thing that you can do is use social proof, case studies and testimonials to overcome objections related to the value of your services. If your client raises an objection about the value of your services, you can use, you can tell them about the positive outcomes that you have had for similar clients. For example, you're talking to somebody in the fintech industry. Ensure that the examples that you give from your social proof or testimonials come from that fintech industry. I have helped a finance coach grow their social media following by XYZ. I helped them close 10 leads and convert them into sales, or convert them into 5 clients. I have an expertise in this field that you are working in, and I think along with my services, that expertise comes in very handy, and together we can be a very great team. Negotiate on price and other terms without compromising on the bottom line or quality of your work. Always keep a buffer in case you're willing to negotiate. If you do not want to negotiate and you think that that is your final offer, go for it. In case you have, keep a buffer and keep a range beyond which you, or below which you would not accept the project on any cost, because taking a project at that cost would mean that it will hamper the quality, it will hamper the service, and ultimately not result in a good outcome for any of you. So ensure that you have that buffer in mind when you're talking about it, and when clients ask for a discount, you can tell them that if they sign up at the current moment, you're willing to give them a 5% off on the services that you are providing. But that is it, and the deal would be time bound, because you would be, this is only to help you overcome that barrier of price. That is it, nothing else. Remember, objections are never rejections. They are an opportunity to build trust, to help you clarify expectations, doubts that you have, and by handling objections effectively and turning them into a better way to serve your clients, you can demonstrate your value as a freelancer and build very long-term relationship with your clients. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Psychology of Selling, a freelancer's guide to marketing and sales. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review on your preferred platform. We are available everywhere. And do not forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. See you next time. Bye.